exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
No Shave November is raising awareness of men's health and prostate cancer. Limitless Male wants you to know low T is real. Low energy, brain fog, belly fat, low libido. Your T levels matter. They affect how you function. If you have symptoms, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel good, you'll wonder why you waited so long for a free consult at Limitless Male.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Diode Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diode Tech online at diodetech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Inside the Huddle with Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Fires a pass, and it's intercepted by the Huskers at the 25, Jay Foreman. And Foreman takes it down to the 19-yard line of Oklahoma. Another big play by the Blackshirts.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
What up? Good morning. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. We'll take care of all your imaging needs and have a great team in place to get you on the right path. And obviously, actually, I'm about to go see them here pretty soon. Actually, not this week, but next week, Harrison. Once again, but I'm telling Dr. Fanneraz that I need me a VIP parking pass or a spot.
Why is that? Because you're there so much?
Yeah. You know how they have the parking spot, the head coach? Yeah. Number one client. No, I'm just playing. But,
shut up. I mean, who knows? You'd be hobbling in here if it wasn't for those boys.
Hey, man. It's about this time of year. I got to get patched back together. But anyways, obviously, Nebraska loses to Penn State.
How was the post-game show? Was it kind of pandemonium or how'd it go with?
It was intense.
I saw a lot of phone. I was watching for a bit there, and the phones.
Yeah, the phones were going, the texts were going. The people got mad at me, Harrison.
Why?
Because they were saying I was making excuses. I wasn't making excuses. I was just like, yo.
Anytime you lose, that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fire the coach, and everybody needs to be fired. I think that they outplayed us.
Well, that's also how we got here. fire everybody attitude.
And you know, some guys needed to be fired.
Some guys do.
But I'm not going to do that right now. But I just think they outplayed us. I think it comes to, you know, sometimes it comes down to it's a pride thing. I mean, stopping the run, I think, is more of it is a prideful thing. Now there is a tremendous amount of technique that goes into it, and fundamentals there is, and you got to execute those. And more, everybody views stopping the run like it's a physical thing, like you got to be, and you do have to be, you know, big, strong, and fast, but really it's more mental. You know, the mental part of it, that are you willing to stay in the fight and do the things that you're supposed to do longer and harder than they are. And that's where they, you know, like where Nebraska needs to take a next step and do that. And it's as simple as, you know, when you come off the ball, you have to have the right pad level. So if you have the right pad level, more or less, you know, first of all, your feet have to be right. So you have the right pad level. So then you can play with the right amount of power and technique in order to get off blocks. But then you got to have really good eyes and awareness to know where you're going. And so, you know, Penn State, you know, their backs were against the wall. And like I said, you know, in the pregame show, I said it all week on Old School. I think I even said it, you know, last time we were, is like, look, when you get on that plane to go out there to Happy Valley, you better be ready for a dogfight, because they're trying to become bowl eligible. They feel like they have a lot of pride in their program. Coach Terry Smith is galvanized these guys as far as dealing with it, you know, a huge, you know, loss in James Franklin. And, you know, now you're starting to get some of the tea leaves on who really fired and why it was fired. And that's where you see a lot of the players decommitting from there. And, you know, now that he's at Virginia Tech. So he was actually more involved, you know, really, you know, thought in a higher level in that program than people thought. Right. And so that really hurts the team. And then you have a coach in Terry Smith that has really challenged these guys, and they've all went out there and played for him, and then played for each other. And they're trying to become bowl eligible, and they want to extend their season. And whoever the new coach is probably wants them to extend their season. You get, is it 15 practices? Bowl practices?
Yeah, you get at least 15 more.
Yeah, you get 15 more bowl practices to look at your roster in the transfer portal. The early signing period is in about a week, but the transfer portal is in the second week in January. So you can really turn your roster around or really hit the ground running with that later transfer portal date with these practices. That's why it's so important. Then also, you know, I guess the bowl money. Penn State doesn't need money, but still, you know, it's your senior year. If you're a senior, you want to go to a bowl game or have the option to go to a bowl game, and then you can play some of your red shirts. There's things, we've been in this position. We were just in it last year, and so, you know, they beat us, man. And you know, Chris in Omaha, he says this, and appreciate you guys being up early after a late game with the text. He must be a Bears fan, Harrison, because I'm looking at one of his previous texts.
Let's go better now.
Yeah. He says, I think the stop on the goal line on the first drive just killed everything for the rest of the game, in my opinion. You know, it was a huge it was a big play in the game, and I can see why you go for it. The thinking is this, is when you're on the road, you play aggressive. Now, it's the first drive. I don't know, you know, so I like that play call. Well, look, you just ran the ball pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you just got stopped and then you hit a 50-yard pass and you hadn't been running it, and it's like, okay, now we're going to run it. And really, to be honest with it, we just missed the block, and, you know, he shot the gap, made a good play on him. We missed the block.
Yeah, which is brutal. Fourth down.
Yeah.
I mean, at fourth
and
down
I don't know if we necessarily
all night
missed it. I think this, you know, this kid made a play, and it did stop the momentum.
I still don't get, like,
but it's
when we have Harburg in there for those, I never fully understand it. I don't think we're ever fooling anybody with that.
Yeah, he ain't throwing. He had 2 gloves on, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he was pulling the one glove, but, you know, I think last night we're like 1 for 6 on fourth downs. Like, throughout the season, it's nothing against Harburg. It's just, you know, if I'm playing defensive coordinator, that's a hard squint every time I see him check in, where I'm like, okay, I have a pretty strong idea on what these guys are going to do.
Well, we got the 50-yard run with Harburg at their, you know, kind of wildcat. I guess I'll call it a wildcat or whatever you want to, you know, call it. I just think
just on fourth downs is where I feel like it's way too predictable.
Well, first of all, your playbook is really about 4 plays in fourth down for people that, unless you just go no backs, then you're gonna be like, well, what are we doing, right? And if you get it, it's a great call. If you don't, then then everybody's like, okay, then that's why you didn't win the game. But Nebraska was well in the game after that. They were able to withstand the storm and kind of get off the field at times against Penn State. But then about the middle of the second quarter, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, that's where it really changed momentum wise.
Yeah. I mean, Nebraska they weren't getting ran on quite yet.
Yeah. And it wasn't that. I think the big play was for me, is they had Singleton and Allen in, and then they motioned Singleton out to the slot, and they threw that quick screen, and it was an explosive play. That really probably was to me that was bigger than the stop on fourth down, because you had Penn State pinned back in a favorable position to get the ball close or at midfield.
Yeah, that was the field position. I thought this was going to be a key all game, knowing how Penn State's going to play. And I think you're absolutely right.
And they had been struggling to get explosive plays. If like naturally, like that is kind of something like a little, addition that they put in, right? And so that's where I think that was a huge play for me, because that was, I'm looking at it right now, it was a 50-yard pass, right? So Singleton had 3 catches for 51 yards, long of 50. So he flipped the field right there and took all the momentum away from Nebraska and put it squarely securely on their sideline. And then,
he was phenomenal. We had problems all night. I mean, and talking about that team still wanting to play. Did you see the one play where his helmet just absolutely shattered?
Oh yeah, it was a touchdown, right?
Yeah, kept going.
Yeah,
I mean, and that was, that was the Penn State team. I think some people thought Penn State, if we play them well enough, they might kind of get down, give up. Is no shot that was happening. I mean, those guys were fired up.
Yeah, I mean, look, they came. You knew it was going to be Katron Allen and Singleton, and Singleton, provides a little bit more out of the backfield. We saw that, right? And then Katron Allen, 25 carries, 160, long of 50. So then you have 24 carries for 110 yards. It is what it is. So, I mean, Grunkmeyer was, obviously very efficient, was aided by some big pass plays. Obviously you got a 30-yarder to Howard and Pena each. And then obviously you got a 50-yarder. So that's 30. That's 110 yards out of your 180 yards on 3 pass plays. And everything else was kind of very, minimal. And actually, he had another big pass play to Ross. And really, to be honest with you, it was I'm going to ask you this, Harrison. Would you been okay if we just kept the same rushing yards, but then you took away half of their explosive pass plays? Because you got to think, here's where I'm getting with it, right? So Hudson, number 11, 1 catch, 20 yards. That's explosive play. Devontae Ross, 1 catch, 28 yards, explosive play. Howard, 1 catch, 31 yards, explosive play. Pena, he had 4 catches, 47 yards, but his long was 30. And then obviously Singleton was 50. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explosive pass plays. That's how we got beat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's how we got.
You look at the first downs. It's like
that.
Yeah, they only had 3 more than us.
Yeah, that's how we got beat. Yeah, so that's what. So I don't know if you listened to the pregame show, A1 Automotive pregame show. I said this game reminded me of Coach Rule's, first year 5-3, going to Michigan State after the whole Mel Tucker thing. It's senior day. You had a lot of guys. I think they started Sam Levitt, who obviously is a really good quarterback, and he had been a redshirt guy. You know what I mean? And they wanted to see what they got. And I said this. I said, listen, not only you have to be ready for a street fight, all right, and you should always be. That should be your mindset when you're playing football. But these dudes are not going to throw for first downs. They're going to try to throw for touchdowns. So they're going to try to stretch. They're going to try to explosive play you. That's the only way that they can beat you. And you saw the change in Penn State and their mentality under Coach Terry Smith, the Indiana game. They were getting beat, I wouldn't say pretty handedly against Indiana for the majority of the game, but then they started to be way more aggressive in their passing game.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how they got the lead. That's how they got the momentum. And then they did the same thing against Michigan State the next week. Straight up. So that's where like if I would, talk to I know there's 1 week left, in the regular season. Now it's Nebraska going to the bowl game. That's what I'm saying. Like you just can't go and play games blindly. You got to understand the circumstances, man.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that now, granted, when I was playing here, the circumstances were significantly different. But I learned it in the NFL. And here's the NFL version. Okay, say a coach gets fired or a quarterback that's getting in that maybe gotten beaten out, but he's getting a chance to start and he's playing for a contract. Or he's in his contract year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get the best version of that player that you're going against every single week because they're trying to get paid or they're trying to save their job. Say like, somebody gets fired and Jay Foreman's the defensive coordinator and now I'm the head coach. Well, I'm trying to put on my best performance because I want to show everybody I have head coaching capabilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what Penn State was doing. They were trying to throw for touchdowns. They weren't throwing to the flat.
Why do you think they went with a fake punt there?
Well, yeah, exactly.
They're there for business.
Right.
To send a message and put up points.
Right. Well, they're trying to put the dagger in the heart there.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. You're up by 3 scores.
I know people thought that was disrespectful, but honestly,
no,
that's on us. Stop it.
No. It's not.
That game was still enough.
It was close, and
I've seen crazier things happen.
Right, and there was enough time to do it. Now, if they were okay, I could tell you here's what disrespectful is. I'll give you an example, and then my experience. Right, we were playing Jacksonville Jaguars one time down in Jacksonville,
mm-hmm.
and we had a chance to get within, obviously realistically, chances of winning the game. David Carr gets sacked, forced fumbled, and they score. Right, we get the ball back offensively, Houston. Now we're down. There's like 55 seconds left,
mm-hmm.
and we turn it over again. They must have, we must have turnover and downs. 55 seconds left. We burn all our timeouts, and essentially, Jacksonville could have kneeled twice. So we had unstrapped our helmets because there's in the NFL it's like, all right, dude, all right,
yeah,
right, we're down by like 17. We ain't coming back,
especially at that point.
Right.
I'm taking care of my body at this point.
Jack Del Rio ran the ball. All right. We used to call his name was Eric Brown. We used to call him Wolfman because he always wore. He said he had a fur coat, but we always say it looked like wolf hair, right? Because he was kind of cheat, right? So Wolfman he had to go stop him without his helmet on and got hurt. Me and him ran over, made the tackles like, Fred Taylor or something like, 15, 20 yards down the field. I went over to Jack Del Rio and like literally I got right in his face because that is disrespectful.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that was, first of all, it was a safety issue. Second of all, there was no way in the world we were going to win. We had no timeouts. There was
55 seconds.
55 seconds.
Game.
Right. And you're a second down. Right? There's no way. That with the fake punt necessarily wasn't. It was just like, okay, we're gonna, and you also like Terry Smith. Who knows if he'll ever be the head coach at Penn State, right? This is he's a Penn State guy. He's Penn State through and through, and so he wants to have, his kind of stamp on that home victory against Nebraska. It's his last home game. It was very emotional. You could see, on his face when they, first panned to him. And so it's a hard lesson in sports, for, the whole team is that, when you play a team that's extremely motivated, you got to be, at a different mindset. We just weren't there, and Penn State just beat us. They came to compete, and they beat us in all 3 phases.
Yeah. It's at no point did it feel like Nebraska ever gained the momentum. That first drive felt like we had him.
We had the momentum the first drive, and sure, we lost it when we didn't.
But then we almost got it back on defense.
Right, almost. Yeah.
And then they get bailed out. And then, even some of their dink and dunk plays became dink and dart. I don't know what you'd call it, but they out-schemed us.
Yeah, you know what it felt like? It was analogies in basketball is that you played hard and you were in the right defensive like coverages and scheme, but you were just like a step off. And then that kind of created made you kind of a little bit of lack of confidence, and then that's when they really got going. As far as when they hit Singleton on the big pass, and then they were like, oh, we're going to keep running this kind of half boot throwing the 7-cut off of play action, right? Why? Because they were starting to get in the running game going. So then they were trying to attack the second level of our defense,
which is smart. I mean, they had us completely absorbed with the run.
Yeah, and we were aggressive. We didn't get home as much as we liked.
But you only throw the ball 12 times too,
right?
I mean, that's just really.
But I was
good
even in the run blitzes. In the run blitzes, we probably didn't fit as well, and so the one thing that Coach Rule says, like you got immediate turnaround to Iowa. You got to probably get into your preparation for them. You simultaneously probably got to go over the game in a very fast fashion. Not that you're going to minimize it, but then you have to really look at what Iowa did yesterday against Michigan State. And then obviously they're coming in here on Black Friday trying to ruin your Thanksgiving holiday because they're going to try to run the ball, they're going to try to play defense. Iowa's going to be really good on special teams, so you got your work cut out for you, so you got to get your mind right.
The one thing I can't understand about this Nebraska team really over the past couple of years is like we always seem to be at our worst out of a bye week.
Yeah, I mean it's hard.
It's like I don't know if it's rust or what, but it's just every bye week. We rarely come out of that good.
Yeah, well, that's tough, and you're playing against tough teams too. But yeah, I mean,
you think that'd be an advantage? You got a tough one coming up here. You're going to get an extra week, not only to get film, but get some rest and work on the things you need to.
Yeah,
I can't explain. I don't know if you have an answer for it, or if you.
I don't know
what that was like in the past. I don't know.
You. I think it's.
You only had one bye week too. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, I had to look at like where they played, who they played. I don't think the bye week was. I think it just comes down. It just it's hard to say because like I'm big on player accountability. Because at some point in time, Harrison, if we're out there and we play line, me and you got to figure this out, right? We've been playing too much football. You know what to do. Now you got to go out there and get it done. The bye week around here in general and this is always back to even when Bo was here, right? Or you can even just say when Mike Riley was here. I think any time off in Nebraska is hard because you get so much attention. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're the only show in town.
We had a whole Heisman campaign. Shout out to Emmett Johnson.
Yeah,
he played good yesterday.
But what I mean by that is like, okay, so when you're the only show in town, you're bigger than NFL teams, and there's no NFL team here. You know what I mean? It's not like you're Kansas State competing with Kansas City Chiefs. You're not getting no love, right? You have 4 people at your practice on a big game, Kansas State. Nebraska, you might have 40, and you're constantly in the news cycle. You constantly are being, propped up on social media, but you have to have a tremendous amount of focus and understanding. You got to keep the main thing. And also the hardest thing around here in every sport, we've seen it around here, is how you deal with success. That's everybody.
Volleyball team.
Everybody
seems to have the key pretty well
right now, yeah.
And that's, part of the culture that's been built over years.
Right.
That's a time thing as well.
But then they're facing championship standards, and they gotta complete the mission. But around here, you see it sometimes in basketball, you see it sometimes in football in the past. You win a game, even though it is to win a football game is a huge feat. It is a hard thing to do, especially with the parity around here. But you win a game, and then you have a bye week. It's like double trouble. Nick Saban calls it rat poison.
Yeah, we've been scarfing it.
Right, and that's the hardest thing to work through. And it's but I mean, when I'm looking at the stats right now, 9 of 8 on third downs. I mean, but 1 of 6 on fourth down, but that's because you're down by 27 points. TJ Lateef was 21 to 37. You probably like the yards per pass to be obviously significantly higher, considering that their Penn State's yards per pass was 15.1. We were 5.1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Emmett ran the ball effectively, but you weren't really able to get into your conventional run game, and that was part of Penn State's plan. They want to get Nebraska away from their conventional run game to make them, one-handed, and while they were being explosive on offense. So everything that Penn State wanted to do, they were able to do. The penalties were probably, even Steven, and then turnovers were 0. So really, it came down to the explosive pass plays, the explosive plays, period. They had more explosive plays than we did, and that was a game plan because they, I think if you get into just a regular football game, Nebraska probably would have, obviously been able to have a better chance to win. So, it's a serious learn lesson, and they got to really rinse and repeat because they probably had a late night last night getting back, right? Probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You got to rest, recovery, and then you rejuvenate yourself because you don't want to let this Penn State loss turn into 2 bad performances. This bad performance against Penn State, you don't want this to be a bad performance when you play Iowa here in 5 days.
Yeah.
So essentially, the next 3 days are the most crucial.
On the bright side, I think if you come home, beat Iowa on Friday,
all is forgotten.
We all smile.
And it's a very beatable team. You match up well with them, and if you don't need to be, if you need any more motivation, just flip on that tape from last year. You flat out dominated them, but they found a way to win. So
they make commercials out of our losses,
right?
Like
they hang banners for beating Nebraska, and the way they beat teams. You seen it last week in Michigan State. So, anyways, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll dive into more Iowa and what it takes to beat a team like Iowa after playing a team like Penn State. We'll be right back. This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
What up, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Take care of your imaging needs. Also, are one of the places, or many places, not only in Nebraska, but across the nation, that is at the forefront with early detection of breast cancer. And just had a really good breast cancer awareness walk that we were out and we supported on October, I think 11th or 12th. We were out there. It was a really good event put on by them. So the event that needs to be good that we got to put on is a game against Iowa. I got a good text here, Harrison. Dave in Fullerton. He says it was their 98-yard drive after that made me think that it was going to be a long night.
Yeah, fair enough. That was the one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long.
Any drive like that's demoralizing.
Yeah, well, it just bleeds you.
Offense gets cold.
Cold, but they just have the momentum, and then when they cap it off with a score, makes it even worse, And so, but also think that you just got to get to the point where you got to be able to rebound. I mean, that's the game wasn't over by then, but I think where they got busy was in the second quarter. And when you look at it, okay, 7-0. All right, after the okay, fine. You they came out, you withstood their storm, right? And it's 7-0. You get a field goal, 7-3, and then they commenced to score, I think, 16 straight points. That's right. Ended up going in the half 20-3 or 23-3. And then 7-7 in the third quarter and another touchdown at the end. So I think it was that second quarter, the third quarter.
Yeah, it's definitely because it was 3-10, and like you said, 3-17. Then they get it back again. They
Yeah,
score again,
right
3-23, and then the third quarter starts.
They scored again.
3-30.
Right, because they scored their first drive and then we scored. Yeah, so that was what I always say this. Everybody says the 4 minutes before half and the 4 minutes after. It's like, I'm beyond that. I said it's the 12 minutes. It's actually, this is the most crucial quarter of the game. And this is where Nebraska probably needs to really focus on. 6 minutes before halftime. So that's 6 minutes left in the second quarter. That's where you got to really, really focus in on situational football, momentum, how many possessions you can get, and then the 6 minutes after. Because we have no problem starting games. Generally.
Yeah, I'm just like,
but it's the 6 minutes
pattern together.
It's that 12 minutes. I'm telling you, because everybody wants always 4 minute drill. No. The way the game has changed and the rules, it's no longer 4 minutes. 4 minute drill is when I play. Right? Everybody's telling you the game is different. Yes, it is, because of the rules and the ability to increase possessions and you can be more aggressive. It extends that 4 minute drill to 6. Well, it's double. 6 minutes before halftime, 6 minutes after. And obviously, to finish the game in the fourth quarter, you got to be. That's more situational football and time management, clock management. But that's where we really lost momentum, and that's where, we play Iowa. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to steal the momentum going into halftime. They're going to try to extend that momentum coming out of halftime, and we have to do a better job of obviously nullifying that, or else we're going to be upset losing to, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, we haven't really had any games where that's been true. Where we have those 6 minutes on both the 12 minutes total.
Yeah.
Northwestern, we turn it over, and then we do get some momentum, but, you started off with the turnover.
Yeah, maybe
you could have went up 14
yeah.
as opposed to 7, and that with those two drives.
You kind of went even Steven. We haven't won it, but we went even Steven with the Hail Mary against Michigan. I'm not sure what we did after halftime. I'd probably say that they probably, kind of really extended themselves because I think they hit the big run, then hit the other one on our sideline.
They had a better start to the second half. And also, I don't know if it says anything, but like, you had an interim head coach versus Michigan this year at home. You had another interim coach versus Penn State.
Yeah.
I mean, at a certain point, without getting, calling anybody that needs to get fired or anything, you can't keep losing to interim head coaches. Like, last year, I think we had some as well that we end up dropping the ball. So I don't know what that is, but just.
I mean, it's part of it, but I don't think it's.
I think your odds are better if you have the head coach and the other team doesn't.
Sure. Yes,
and
but I don't. But I think those guys. I think, like Terry Smith, he's been in that program for a long time, so it's really kind of rinse and repeat, right? It's not anything new. I think it's just more or less just comes down to execution, man. I think it's. I think it's a hard look. I'm telling you, Nebraska. How many times have I said this?
Go for
it. You do not want to be in this position. Because it's the hardest position to be in this environment with these type of kids. Whether you're 5-7, 6-6, 7-5, and aesthetically, depending on how it is, 8-4, right? Because you're close, you are legitimately close. You need things to go your way. You need to retain all your players, but then everybody wants to get your retainable players, and then you got to get kids to believe in something bigger than them. Because a lot of times when you're in this position, you might have to overpay for a player, like just a little bit. So then, therefore, does that create? You got to have it's more of a mindset test for the player. Can you handle what? Success, which is getting paid more here because you're coming here. Not only are you getting paid more to come here, potentially, you're getting way more attention here than anywhere else, probably most likely in the nation on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, and season-to-season basis.
Yeah, 100%. So you don't have to do a lot.
So can you handle all this that comes with it? That's the big deal right there. And so that once they get that, I mean, obviously we got another game, but you got, kind of start to plan things, but it's a hard place to be in. Because very easily what kids think, right, when you've been here, and this is also where a lot of kids lose their way, because you look at some of the guys that defected, and I watched that Florida State game. Those kids ain't playing like they were playing here, right? I watched LSU. Okay, now granted, if they gave them a whole bunch of money that we couldn't do it, so be it. But I'm just looking at what I see on TV, right? Sometimes being here, you are put in places and made to think you're somebody that you're not. And this is not dogging any of the players. I'm talking about the environment here, right?
I think Clemson suffers with that a little bit
Yeah.
too.
Well, it's usually smaller.
Yeah.
Kind of
And
college.
diehard fan bases.
Diehard fan bases. You've seen it. And then you have no sense of like global, which is college football, like reality of who you are and what it is and what it takes. And you think like you're the only person that can do what you can do. And then you go other places and you leave too quickly and you're like, oh, we got other guys that are, just big and fast as me and actually is pretty good, right? That's where we have to really make sure that I think more of the mindset or how much you invested in football. And sometimes you got to bring that investment out of it. And yeah, we're paying you a lot, but you know what? You got to earn it every single day. There's a standard, because if you don't like the standard, then you don't like this paycheck. And so once you get that, and that's something that not only you set forth in the higher ups, but then you have to have good leadership, right? That's meaning the players that are doing it, because they're the extension of whatever you say, because the coaches aren't around the players. Like if me and you were on the team, like the coaches ain't around us 20 hours. Like me and you are around each other.
Yep.
So,
and if you start slacking off,
right,
you still get to collect that check.
Right. But you also, that's fine. But then when we get into this arena called this football, which
it'll show up.
But it's 24/7, 365. So once you start slacking off, well, then that check needs to be slacking off too.
Yeah, but that's the thing; it just doesn't.
Well,
and that's a whole college football problem.
Well, the new rules, like you got to start playing, and the rev sharing is supposed to help that a little bit. I'm just saying, here's what I'm really saying is that you need more guys that love this football. You get what I'm saying? Like, you
said it all the time. You have to love the sport. You got to love practicing more than playing the game. And right now,
you can't like football.
We look like a team at times that likes the game and the hype of the game more than practice itself.
And Saturdays is what you live for.
Yeah.
Like, let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? And so once they get that then you'll see a significant change. We got a couple texts here before we go to break. Eric, my man, Eric is, Nebraska loses. Eric's more nicer to me than during the week. Eric right here, he says, "What's up, Jay?" He said he's over the season, but go Colts. Hey, and I'm a big Colts fan. If you listen to Austin Norman, he didn't believe in his Colts. I told him they got a really good roster, and so they're running stuff in the AFC South. Unknown texter 4630 or 4636 says we're getting out coached every game. I don't know. I have to look at the game plan. I think we're getting out executed. I know when they ran that screen past this Singleton or whatever, the one I talked about before.
Yep.
A couple guys just were there, just not on the right place. That ain't got nothing to do with coaching.
Yeah,
that lets me know you know exactly where you're supposed to go, but you didn't go to the extent that we needed to stop that play from being a 50-yard pass. And I think people need to understand is like when you play, when there's so much parity. So just take you can even take the top 12 teams that are college football playoff teams, right? And you can even extend it to 14 just based on a couple might make it. Everything else is parity, right? That's what college football wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So these plays are so crucial, and doing the right thing and understanding momentum, understanding the situation, whereas everybody wants to blame coaching, where it's more of an execution thing. And doing it to the extent that you need to do in order to win is because one play like that, flipping the field when Nebraska could have pinned them down and maybe got a field goal there. You know what I'm saying? So you're down 7-3 is different than you go 7-6. Okay, they're calling plays differently over there.
Mm-hmm.
They hit one explosive play. Then that they just essentially went to explosive playbook and start, calling them at,
Yeah, we'll lull you to sleep with the run. We'll throw the ball
12
times in the entire game, but those few times we throw it, we're going for home runs.
Yeah.
And they hit a lot of dingers.
Right. They're like a baseball team that we don't want singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're either, it's one RBI where you got a whole bunch of guys with one
it's like
RBI.
a team that's playing the pitch count really heavy and then waiting for that
fastball.
count.
Yeah.
And just like, all right, let me rip this one.
Yeah. Crowbait says at least volleyball won. That's important. Now listen, man, you guys I got in trouble last night with the fans, man. I understand it. I get it. Fans are short for fanatics. I understand being emotional.
What'd you do?
You got texts like this. Oh, we're just on the volleyball. Listen, the season ain't over. It's not over. And listen, as a fan, you should be upset. That's understandable. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then you don't want to be this fickle fan base where you just I'm done. You can be mad at. I can be mad at you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like with my generation, it's like hang in there, bud. And it's like
you guys ain't hanging nowhere,
brother.
You guys,
come on,
Harrison, your generation. You guys are always hanging on a thread. It's like it's the extreme. You win the game, Jay's the best coach ever, and all X, Y, and Z. You lose the game, get him out of here, get somebody else in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys, not you, but your generation is always looking at what somebody else is doing and expect this person to do it. And sure, and
also we've grown up through the losing all the time. So it's kind of like
so when you hear about like me talking about it, and I seem to look sometimes when you look at me, even Austin, right? Austin was too young to really.
Austin's just an interesting man.
Yes, he is.
Duke, Colts.
Yeah.
He's
the most interesting man alive. I love Austin. But, when you have kids around your age and you hear about us, I've seen the look like, nah, that ain't true. You're right. Here's an example. I remember growing up in Minnesota, and Minnesota's and this is no way about Nebraska, but Minnesota's football team at that time was horrible, right? Nebraska beat them like 83-0 or something, and then obviously they had the Jim Wacker days. But back in the day, they were really good. And one of my dad's friends was a player on the team. His name was Sandy Stevens, and I think
great name.
I don't know if he won the high. I know he was like their best player. I don't think he won the high, but they won a national championship with him, right? And he was part of one of the really good Gopher teams and stuff like that. And I remember when Sandy used to hang out with us and stuff, man, I used to be looking at him, man, like there ain't no way in the heck that Gophers were ever good in football. Because at that point, me being in middle school and high school, they weren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But they were good back then. So that's how you're looking at me. Yeah.
What are you more panicked about? Your Bills or Huskers?
Probably my Bills.
Yeah, you got some problems, bro.
Yeah, I'm more panicked about my Bills. I mean, Nebraska's got another chance to figure it out. The Bills don't have any more chances.
But if the Chiefs don't make it to the playoffs either, could you live with that?
I could live with that, but then I can't live with the Buffalo Bills not making it either. The 1 year that your kryptonite doesn't make it, and you're sitting at home too.
Truce.
Yeah.
Truce where you guys won 0 Super Bowls.
I know. Trust me, I know. I played there, Harrison. And that, as long as you don't mention the Music City Miracle, we'll be all good. But we're going to take a quick break, come back, talk a little bit about Iowa. Jay Foreman inside the huddle. We'll be right back. This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Byrne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Ready, set, forward. Just announced 0% for 66 months with approved credit on all 2025 Ford F-150s at Zollner, Fort Beatrice. Save thousands in finance charges. If your current pickup loan's 4, 5, 6% or more, trade in today and receive 0% for up to 66 months on a brand new 2025 Ford F-150 of your choice at Zollner, Fort Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
You're listening to Inside the Huddle with Jay Foreman, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
What up, Jay Foreman? Inside the Huddle brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. Once again, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. They'll take care of all your imaging needs. So Advanced Medical Imaging is the place to go. So Iowa week. Obviously, it's a short week, with the game being on Friday, but, nobody cares and no excuses. And, when you have a loss like that, I think, you're going to be extremely motivated to get, back on the field. I think, they have a really good nutrition staff and, the everything that you would need underneath, the sun to get recovered and get your body back right a day earlier to play against the Iowa team that you definitely should hate and should want to beat, based on, multiple close games. And, you want to get to 8 wins. And so they're in your path. I think Iowa has 7 wins, right?
Yeah, they've been dropping a few. They beat Michigan State.
They beat Michigan State. So I have to think that Iowa
I think it's only 7 wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7.
Right. So both of you are. It's the battle for the 8th win. It's battle for a better bowl game seat, right? It's the battle for bragging rights. It's also senior day, and this is a very beatable Iowa team. It's an easy. The path to victory is easy. It's going to be hard to execute, and so you got to wrap your mind around it. Come next Friday at 11 a.m. And so preparation starts now, or should have started, before then, and it's more mental than physical. So. We'll see where it goes. I think they, got a good chance to leave a lasting good impression, and that should be the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, despite all the negatives, and it's always tough after a loss, you're sitting here with 7 wins. You can get to 8.
Yeah.
If people tell you year 3, Matt Rhule gets Nebraska to 8 wins, I don't think everyone would be like, well, on to volleyball, this sucks.
No, I mean, because you got to put
some reason to be, look forward.
You have a good bowl game. You got to get busy. You got to get to it.
That's Iowa,
and it's Iowa. So look, you beat Iowa. It's like 2 victories, and so there's a lot at stake. And everybody should be mad after a loss, but more importantly, you got to be excited to play again because you get another opportunity. So you're playing with house money right now. Let's see what you do. Let's go all in and try to get a victory. But our time is up. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging. Holla at you next week. This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative